Alright gang, welcome back to our investment challenge here in Riverview. It is now December, it is still dark and gloomy, it is the winter months, so it's kind of to be as expected. And things are going well here. We've got quite a few things here. The food has run out that we have placed in, or the grass I guess that we placed in to the pin here has run out. They do have plenty of meadow grass right now, so I'm not too concerned about it. We do have a pallet and part of another pallet of goat milk that has been produced. We probably will be selling the goat milk today because the price is still going to be decent. The wool we will be keeping for a while because it's not going to be decent for a while. And yeah, a lot of contracts are going to be happening today as well. And realistically, we're going to try to get to a point where we can buy some kind of a drill for our field that we harvested in the last episode. As you know, we own a field now, and ideally, I would like to buy a direct drill. Now, a direct drill, the one that I specifically want to purchase, I should say, is either this Unia or this Agromaz. Either one of these would be perfect. Honestly, ideally, I'd like this one, but it does require 5 horsepower more than what we currently have. So we'll probably go with this one. Now, we do have enough that we could go ahead and purchase this one right now, and perhaps we will do that. But before we do that, I kind of think I want to do a contract or two, and then we can jump into that towards the end. There are some decent cultivating contracts out here. We have yet to do cultivating on this series, so I think that's what we're going to do. I think we'll do this one. It's a really, really, really large field. If we decide to do all the cultivating contracts, which I feel like it'd probably be smart for us to do all of them. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should reconsider. Maybe we should do these two because they're right next to each other. Well, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a difference. We'll take this one first, I guess. Let's borrow the items. And I'm just going to go ahead and accept this one, too. And then we'll think about the other one. I was planning to do this one initially, but I didn't realize the other two are right next to each other. So we might as well do those for now, and then we'll think about the others. There are some nice harvesting contracts out here. We've done a lot of harvesting lately, so I was going to potentially stay away from that. Might utilize a worker to do some of that. Who knows? There's some plowing out here. I've still yet to do rock removal. I'd like to do rock removal. That's actually right next to the shop. Maybe we should consider that. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. There's plenty of time on it. It's 55 hours left to select it, so it's not going away anytime soon. Deadwood we have yet to do either, but we really don't have any way to move those logs once we get them down, so... except for chopping them down by hand and putting them on the trailer, right, or in the trailer. That's the only way we could really do that. Probably not really worth it. So, having said all that, let's jump here into the New Holland T8435 Genesis. That's a pretty nice tractor. Nice, big... actually, I should do this a different way. I should go get the front weight on first. But it's a nice big cultivator, so it'll definitely help us, given the size of the fields we're doing. And we'll get underway here, heading towards the contracts, and we'll talk a little bit on the way there. Namely, I kind of want to bring up a few things. One, I talked with my members. As you know, if you become a member, you get access to all these videos early, and you get a members-only series that happens once a month. And I like to talk to them about things and get their input and stuff. And from what I'm seeing, and that everybody's replied, not everybody's replied yet, but from the people that have, what I'm seeing is that most people don't really care about a specific type of schedule or anything like that. I was asking them, do you care? Because right now we're not really running a schedule per se, right? We were before, but we've kind of pushed that to the side given the circumstances. And they all seem to not really care. I mean, if I want to do it, great. If I don't want to do it, it's not that big of a deal. So we might consider running without a schedule for a little while. And speaking of that, the reason why I'm kind of leaning towards that, let me get in the first-person view here. There's a couple reasons, actually. One, I just found out the day of this recording that I'm going to be taking on a hell of a lot more work at work, which is a bit unfortunate. It's good because it means I'm going to be super busy and the day is going to fly by. But, yeah, I'm taking on somebody else's work. It sounds like somebody else is getting let go, and I will be gaining all of that work because of it. So not really the most ideal thing for me, unfortunately. So might be a little bit more difficult for me to be able to pump videos out every day, for at least for the first couple of months while I'm trying to get up to speed on, you know, the client itself. So we'll see how it goes, though. I'm not complaining or anything like that. Just want to make sure that I'm, upfront with all of you in case there's a day where, for whatever reason, I miss getting a video out. That's going to be the reason why. The next couple months are going to be pretty brutal. I also have a number of work trips coming up a couple months away. I'm supposed to go to Toronto in May and then again in June, so that's going to be brutal too. But we'll see how things go. But I just want to make sure I'm upfront with all of you in case I miss an episode or something. Now this video should, if I got my days right, should be coming out in March. I think it's March 1, maybe? Maybe? I believe it is March 1. I'm looking at the calendar right now. Give me a second here. Yes, this should be coming out on March 1. So, it is March. I always like to do this, the very first video of the month in March. I want to thank all of my members specifically. So, we've got Matthew Nee, who's my longest member. He has hit 9 months. Frogr GB as well, 9 months. He joined the day after. So both of them have been around for a very, very, very long time. So thank you very much for your support, guys. It really means a lot to me. Then we got Dan at 4 months. Bandit Farms is at 4 months. Ryan Jackson's at 4 months as well. Tony S is at 2 months. Gorland's at 1 month. Farming Pop 1 month. DS Shade 1 month. Seasoned Gamer 1 month. The Sheriff 1 month. And Tuck at this point should also be at 1 month. So thank you all so much for your continued support. It means a lot to me. If you are interested in becoming a member, links down below in the description. You get access to this video and all other series videos early, along with, like I said, that members-only video every month. And you get input into new series as well, unless it's a series I'm taking up that somebody else created, like this one. You'll get access into new series and how we're going to make them work and what rules there should be and what map it should be on, etc. So, if that's something you're interested in, maybe check it out. If not, don't worry about it. Not a big deal. I just appreciate it. So this is a very, 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 very large field here. We're going at 9 miles per hour. It's not really too slow, right? That's a pretty decent speed here. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's a big field, but it really shouldn't take too long given the width of this and the speed we're going at. If it was that harvester we were utilizing in the last episode to harvest our field, we would be on this for a long, long time. But it definitely helps having the speed, the power, I guess, of the tractor, and then just the width of this. That shadow was kind of looking a little weird to me there. I don't know what was going on, but that shadow was kind of bothering me a little bit. All right, so those of you that have been around for a long time know this already, but if you're new, there's been a lot of new traffic recently, and we literally just hit 4,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane to me. Thank you all for your support. It means a lot, man. That's crazy that we hit 4,000 subscribers in a little over a year of doing videos on this channel. So, man, it's crazy. I appreciate each and every single one of you. This weekend, let's see, this will be coming out on a Saturday, right? Is March 1st Saturday? I think it is. So this will be out the day that we're going. I live in Ohio, as a lot of you know. More specifically, down near the Cincinnati-ish area. If you know the Cincinnati area. More specifically, I'm kind of in the middle between Cincinnati and Dayton. But anyway, on Saturday, the day this is coming out, there is an outdoor hockey game that's happening at Ohio Stadium. So where Ohio State Buckeyes play, there's a outdoor hockey game. And Ohio has never been lucky enough to get one of these NHL outdoor hockey games. So my wife and I are going to it. We got tickets actually the day of this recording. And pretty excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't think the actual view is going to be that great in a football stadium with how small a hockey rink is compared to a football stadium's field. But I don't really think that's the point of going to it. I think it's just more the experience and the atmosphere more than it is actually being able to see the game. And those of you who've been around for a while know that, I mean, I've played hockey my whole life. So this is a big deal for me. I'm excited about it, man. Very excited. We didn't get anything crazy as far as tickets go, and really, from what I can see from watching any of the outdoor games, you know, like the Winter Classic or anything like that, really, you probably want to be kind of higher up anyway, because if you're low to the ground, you're not going to be able to see anything. There's going to be people in the way. It's so far away. The boards are definitely going to be in the way. You really kind of want to be a little bit higher up anyway. So we kind of got some nosebleedish type of tickets. One, because they were outrageously expensive, so I didn't want to pay an outrageous amount, right? And two, what I just mentioned, right? I think it's going to be easier to see by just being up high. So I'll report back if that is a correct statement or not, if I was right or wrong with that statement. There's been some recent mods that have come out on ModHub, which I think are going to be extremely useful for, well, eventually this series, but really more my other series right now, I think. There's a mod that came out where you can put water into a tank, and then that tank will auto-distribute that water to greenhouses, so that's going to be extremely useful for our Survive 25 challenge. I mean, extremely useful. We talked about that a little bit as well in my members video, and I think the approach we're going to go there is because it to me feels like we're doing, you know, it is Farming Simulator, so take this with a grain of salt. Farming Simulator is pretty repetitive anyway, but it does feel like for that series we are just doing the same rinse and repeat thing, right? We're harvesting the field, re-drilling the field, buying a greenhouse, harvesting the field, re-drilling the field, buying a greenhouse, over and over and over again. So I think what we're going to do with that series is we're not going to put it on pause. We're not going to just scratch it, start over. We're not doing any of that. We're just going to start working from this point forward, saving up, getting to the point where we can start farm number 2, even with farm number 1 not being complete. I don't think there's anything against doing that. So we're going to go that approach. So for whatever reason, if you haven't, maybe give that series another chance. And see, but it's probably going to be another 2 or 3 episodes before we get to that point, I would think, because we're going to need to get some money saved up. We're going to need all of the fields we currently have to be able to be harvested. Then we can sell a lot of that equipment, right? Have a good amount of money in our bank and start over. Well, I say start over. Start on farm number 2. Start over. Start on farm number 2, right? We're not getting rid of the greenhouses, anything like that. Really, the initial goal for that, which we talked about, was to make that entire farm only a greenhouse farm and production farm, and that's what we're going to continue to do. So that will continue on. That's not going to change. We just will only make additions to it whenever we have the funds to do so for a little while. We'll kind of be focused a little bit more on farm number 2. So we're going to start working towards that here very soon. And then there is another sawmill that just came out, and I already have 2 sawmills on the Survival Challenge series, not the Survive 25, the Survival series on New Frontier. I already have 2 sawmills on that, and they are great, and they're doing as best they can, but we have so many trees that we've got to really probably start considering doing more. And this other sawmill that came out is significantly cheaper than the other 2 sawmills. The other 2 sawmills, they were about $50,000 a pop, so it's $100,000 right there. These other ones that just came out, they look to be relatively reasonable and similar, I guess, to the speed that the $50,000 sawmill has been producing, and they only cost $10,000, and they're much smaller, so I can put them in other areas that sawmill I just couldn't do. So we're probably going to start incorporating that a little bit, especially since we bought a new piece of land. We're going to try to knock down a good chunk of those trees over there, and by a good chunk, I mean probably most of them are going to come down. We really need more land to make more crop fields. That's really what we need to be getting to here. So we're going to focus on that a little bit. We put in a new yard recently on that one, so that series has been doing well. I'm really enjoying that series. This series is going great too. I'm really enjoying this series. It's a slow grind. It's a slow, long grind doing these contracts, but that's the only way we can go, right? We've got our field, so I mean we've already way ahead of what a lot of people have gotten to at this point with having a field already. Now, I'm not utilizing steering assist or anything like that right now, as you could clearly tell. I'm just rolling this the old-fashioned way. Maybe it's just stuff we're leasing anyway. It's not like it's, you know, we're putting down fertilizer or herbicide or something that we could potentially be wasting stuff. Nothing like that, so really doesn't make that big of a difference. I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Let's see, what else can we talk about? I'd like to get a production down on this series in our yard here soon. More specifically, I think I want the production for the wool more than I want it for the goat milk. I think the goat milk, I'd have to have some other things anyway to really utilize that to its full potential. But the wool, we could put down a tailor shop, right, and turn it into fabric. And then eventually, once we get a little bit more money, we could, you know, get a shop that we can turn the fabric into clothes, right? These are obviously, you know, near future goals here. Not going to happen this episode, but maybe in the next 2 or 3 episodes, we'll get to a point where we have both productions. It's going to require us to do a lot more contracts to get there as well. That's namely one of the reasons why we're doing such a large contract now to begin with, right? Is to get us some more money so we can kind of work towards that. The drill is going to be important. We're going to have to buy the drill, then we're going to have to buy the seed and everything else. As a matter of fact, I don't think I really looked. This one allows you to do fertilizer and seed. This one does not, which makes me want this one even more. It's 5 horsepower difference from what our current tractor has. I don't remember. I should remember because it hasn't been that many episodes, but it's been, you know, over a week or so since we started this. I don't remember if our tractor can get more horsepower or not. If it can get more horsepower, then it's not a big deal. We can buy it now. If it's a little slow, it's a little slow. We deal with it, and then eventually we upgrade our tractor to higher horsepower so then it can do, you know, the full speed it should be doing it at. But if it can't be upgraded, then I'm a little concerned with buying that and then it not really working out for us, if that makes any sense. Where we have to either consider, you know, getting a different tractor altogether or selling the drill and buying another one and then wasting a ton of money, right? Now tonight is poker night. The time of the recording of this video, at least, it's poker night. I'm recording this on a Thursday. Last 2 weeks I've been doing really good. I think I mentioned it. I don't know if it was in this series or not, but I mentioned it recently that, you know, I got second place. I got second place again last week. So 2 weeks in a row, second place. It was a chop situation where it was down to the final 2, and we just decided to chop, then try to play it out. So we basically split the money down the middle. But I got second place in points because I had less chips. So that's good, man. That gets me way up there where I need to be. And really, as long as you get top 3, one of the weeks, one of the 12 weeks of the actual session, as long as you get top 3, you're guaranteed to the final tournament. If not, you have to be above a cut line. So I'm guaranteed the tournament, and so that's good. But if you also place in the top, I think it's 6 or 7, and maybe 8 people. I don't know what it is, but if you place in the top 6, 7, 8 people, whatever that is, for the session, you also get extra money for your positional play. So that's put me a little bit closer to that contention. I'm still a little ways off. I need another big week like this one, because the first 3 weeks were not good weeks for me at all. I think one week I had 18 points. The next week I think I had like 7 or 9. Really bad week. And then the following week after that, I think I had another 18 or 19 points. And then since then, it's been 2 weeks in a row second place, which it really depends on how many people are there, how many points you get for second place. So the first, not last week, but the week before that, I think I got 43 or 44 points because there wasn't as many people there. And then last week I got 49 or 50, something like that, because there was more people there, right? So it just depends on how many people are there. The average number of people that show up, I would say, is somewhere between the 45 to 55 range. They have enough to do up to 63, I think, or 65. It's 63, 65. It's one of those two numbers. I know that's a very weird difference there, but I just know it's an odd number. It's one of those two numbers in the 60s. So, I mean, really, you would love to be able to get second place when there's 60-something people there because you get more points, right? But normally, it's the first week of the session. It's a packed house. Second week is normally the same thing, and then it kind of slows down a little bit. And then the last 3 or 4 weeks of the session will be jam-packed. I don't know why that's how it works, but just always what it seems to be like. Alright, this field is nearly done here. Should pop up any minute now that we are done with this contract. And then we'll jump to the next one. And the next one, I think, is the one straight ahead of us. It is. It looks like it's a grass field or something, doesn't it? No, I guess it's not a grass field. It just kind of looked like it. Anyway, alright. That's done, so we can go over there. Now, what's the easiest way to get into that one? That's the question. I have no idea. We'll probably have to go all the way back down to the end here, unfortunately. I would love to be able to just go right through here, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we might as well go ahead and fold this up, as you can already see, because we're going to need to get through all of this area. We'll go into first-person view here. I do think when there's a lot of trees around, it is a little easier in first-person view to see what's going on and where you've been and where you're going, kind of thing. This is going to be hard to turn this. Hey, easy peasy. It wasn't that hard, Z. What are you talking about? Alright, we are underway. This is not too long of a field here. With the size of this is going to take us a few seconds. Let's just go ahead and knock this out real quick, huh? Alright, they are done, gang, and I'm actually not even going to worry about the other cultivation contract. I'm just going to skip it. We're going to turn these in. We're going to get that drill. So let's collect that and collect that. Perfect. Alright, so let's jump into here. What we're going to do with this, though, is we're going to, first of all, we're going to put the forks off here. And we're going to take it up to the shop and see if we can upgrade it at all. My fear is we cannot, but hopefully we can. And if we can, then we're going to go for that second drill. If not, then we'll have to suffer with the other one that's 1 meter smaller. It's not like it's a crazy amount or anything, but we do have a relatively decent-sized field there, so it would be nice to have that extra meter of width there to save us a little bit of time, right? So I caught myself driving on this side of the road a lot now all of a sudden in the recent recordings I've been doing. A lot of you have been mentioning, you're going to laugh how many times I screw up by driving over here on the right side and on this series, but it's actually been ruining the other series more than this one. This one I'm kind of used to going on the left all of a sudden. Oh, Byron, you're... Oof. It's a little close. What do we got? We got something coming. Dump truck's coming. And another Byron. Don't you run into me. You literally just did. You just scraped my tractor. Asshole. Did I have the wrong turn signal on there? I feel like I might have had the wrong turn signal on that. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I feel like I did, though. Or maybe I just turned on when I tried to turn off the turn signal. I hit the wrong one. I don't know. Either way, I felt like I had it. I feel like there at the end that was turning to the left. The turn signal was to the left, rather. Well, bad news. We cannot upgrade it, gang, so that means we are going to have to go with this one. I really wanted this one, though, because it does fertilizer, too. Do we take the chance, even though it's 5 horsepower? I mean, it probably can do it. I'll tell you what. Let's do this really quick. I shouldn't even be going in there. I don't know why I'm going there for. Let's go back to this field really quick. I mean, it's relatively flat most of the spots. There's a little bit of a hill. I'll give you that. It's a little bit. But I don't see any way that it would have any issues. And I forgot about the straw. We got to get the straw up first. How did I forget about the straw? Well, we got to buy something for the straw then first. Maybe we're not going to be doing the drill today. Maybe we won't be. We got to get the straw up first. I mean, it's probably going to be a round baler, unfortunately. There's just not a whole lot else we can do, but the round baler, the $12,000 round baler might be what we're going to have to go with here. Everything else is really, really expensive. The square balers, there's... It's going to have to be the square baler, gang. I guess I could lease it, right? I guess I could just lease something. How much would it cost to lease this? Probably a lot. Whoo! We're not doing that. 10 grand? No, thank you. Maybe we go with the square balers. I mean, they're pretty damn expensive though, so I don't even know. That's probably not even worth it. 8 grand. I mean, we're not even going to get enough. We're not even going to get enough out of there to even utilize that. So it's going to have to be a round baler. I mean, you might as well just go with the base model here. I mean, just standard net's fine, I think, right? Lease for $637. That's more like it. All right, well, that's a slight shift there. I apologize, gang. I swear I was not even thinking about the straw. We talked about it in the last episode. It has been a number of days since I've done the last episode, to be fair. I apologize. We got to get the straw up. We might not have time to do the drilling today. We'll just see where we get to. We'll see how long it takes. We'll leave it at that. So let's head over to our field here, and we'll get the straw baling going. What are we gonna do with the straw bales? I don't know. That's another question we've got to figure out, right? Probably take them back to the yard. May not be today. We might have to just kind of leave them in the field, and then maybe in the next episode we can deal with stacking them on our trailer, which we're gonna have to modify into a bale trailer. And then making the trips, because it's going to be probably multiple trips that would require us to get them back to the yard, and then maybe we consider the drill. Let's see how long this takes. I expect it to take a long time. Baling is not fast. It's not a fast process, especially round bales, right? Because you have to stop every time. You can't just have them just continue to be spat out. You have to actually stop and unload it and then continue on. All right, we're pulling up here now, gang. Let's see what we can do here. Pull on in here to the side, and we'll take a look at the menu here and see if we can make sure we have everything set up properly. I don't think there's any way to change the bale size. It does not look like it. Turn it on, turn it on. Turn on automatic drop. Yes, we want all of that. Yeah, there's no way to change. The bale size we get is what we get. There's no way to change it, so. I cannot believe I completely forgot about all the straw. Oh boy. Way to go, Z. Way to go. At least we didn't buy the drill yet. Granted, we're gonna have to buy it anyway, but maybe we get lucky and maybe it pops up in the used market, right? You never know. We're never that lucky, but can hold on to a little bit of hope, right? Just trying to clean up the edges here a little bit. About to shoot out a bale here. Alright, how big is this bale? 5,000 liters. Not bad. We'll take that. I guess I can turn the beacons off. I don't need those on anymore. 5,000 liters is not too bad, though. That's really not. That's a pretty good size. Be happy with that. Now, as far as straw goes, I think straw is actually pretty good right now, isn't it? No, next month. So that's actually good. It'll be perfect next month. We may not even get this done today. Who knows? It's a lot more straw here than I had initially anticipated when I came over here and looked at it after forgetting about it. There's a lot of straw down here on the ground. And we're going to make sure we get every last bit of it up. Well, I guess as much as we can, because, you know, it won't let me put out a bale that's not a full size, unfortunately. You got to be right over that straw patch, too. Some of the other ones that I've seen that I've utilized, you've got a little bit more of a, you know, wiggle room, I guess, for what it will pick up off the ground. This one, you've got to be right over top of it, or it's not picking it up. Yeah, this is a lot of bales we're going to get out of this. This is a massive amount of bales. So let's get to work here, gang. I don't have a whole lot else to say, so let's get to work. Throw in another time-lapse here. We're not going to do the whole thing in a time-lapse. It would take entirely too long, but we'll do a bit of a time-lapse and then a bit of a jump cut, and I will see you at that point. Well, I'll tell you what, gang, if we ever decide to do this again, we're going to have to get a windrower or a bigger baler or something, because this is taking forever. And I think if we had windrowed all these together, granted, we would have to be unloading a lot more. I think it would be a lot easier for us, because this is taking a long, long time. We are about a little more than halfway over, or through, I guess I should say. I've missed a lot of bits everywhere, and that's just based solely on the fact that this baler here, as I've mentioned, the width is not as wide as what I'm used to, so we're missing bits for sure. So we'll have to go back and try to touch some of those up. I'm not sure we'll get through all of it, but we'll try to get as much of it touched up as we can and get taken care of. Because we certainly don't want to release this a second time if we don't have to, because that's going to incur some more fees, right? It was a long time lapse we just did. A little bit longer than I normally like to do, but sometimes there's nothing else for it. You gotta just knock it out, right? You also saw that I've had a few issues here with this baler as well. Some of the bales have been getting stuck inside the baler, which has presented, I'm sure, some enjoyable, funny laughter there, mounting the bales left and right. But overall, it's pretty decent. For the price, it certainly is. That's for sure. Now, I did try to see if I could pick these up by hand. I am not able to do that. So this is going to be a long process, and it's going to be the next episode. I'm going to tell you that now. I think a little bit ago I said there's a chance it'll probably be the next episode. It is going to be the next episode. We're going to have to spend some heavy-duty lifting here, utilizing the front loader forks and all that stuff, trying to load them up onto the trailer. And it's going to be multiple trips on the trailer too, because we're not going to be able to store all of these bales in one trip. It is going to be multiple trips, likely a handful or more. Actually, it's probably going to be like 10 trips. There's a lot of bales out here, gang. There's a lot of bales. I don't know how many we actually have right now, but it's a lot. So I'm going to carry on here. I'll just keep trying to knock some more of this stuff out. I'm not sure how much longer it's going to take, but we'll see. It's probably going to grow dark on us. It's already 1500, and it's December, so we don't have a whole lot of sunlight. So I suspect that by the time I get back with you here, it will be dark time. But let's hope for the best. Let's hope for a lot more bales out of this. All right, well, we're nearly done here, gang. We've got a lot of cleanup to do. I'm gonna at least try to get one more bale here out of the ground here. I think we should be able to do it, given how much how much excess has just kind of been over here left off in certain areas, right? We only need, by the time we touch this up area over here, we're only gonna need about 60. We're gonna need about 40%. I think I'm drunk or something, gang. I promise. I'm fine. Just a hell of a day, I guess. Anyway, we should have about 60% here. Yep, there it is. Perfect. So there's a lot of stuff over here that we can pick up on the way, and we should easily be able to get ourselves to 100%. There's a lot of excess that was just missed based on the fact that it was just too wide. The actual swath or whatever, it was too wide. To be able to be picked up the first time we went past it with the baler here. So not fully dark yet, but it is dusk, and snow's in the forecast. So snow's gonna be here any minute. All right, 62%. We're gonna have to go down to the other end. The other end has a lot more what I would call bigger chunks that were missed than up here. Down in this area. Do a little bit of weaving and bobbing here. Might make you sick. I apologize if it does. I'm gonna turn the lights on here because it is getting a little dark. With the dusk and then the trees being in the way, it's a little hard to see some of the areas where there might be some straw to pick up off the ground. So I cannot believe still that I screwed up the beginning of this episode by talking about buying the drill. I mean, I guess technically we still could buy the drill, right? We're going to need it in the next episode anyway, but given the fact that I kind of forgot about doing the straw here, I think it's best for us to wait and just see on the 1% chance or less that there is something out in the used market between now and the next episode to purchase, right? That would be the ideal situation for us, is to pick something up there and save ourselves a little bit of funds. Now, we can always just lease a drill, and that might be the approach we go with. Not really fully sure yet if that's the approach we're going to go with or not, if we're going to buy it outright. In the long run, leasing is going to cost us more money. But early on, it might actually be worth it just to kind of do it that approach, right? Just to go ahead and lease it. And it's a mindset that I'm still trying to get used to. I've mentioned this before, and early on in the series I know I have, and I'm just not used to doing leasing. I never allow leasing at all. Except for when you're doing contracts, I allow leasing then. But actually leasing equipment for you to utilize, I never allow that, ever. So this is a very weird feeling for me, having the ability to just lease stuff, and it, you know, most of the leasing doesn't cost that much. Which I guess can go with the whole fact of maybe we're making the series a little bit too easy. I don't know, but we're gonna see. We're gonna keep rolling with it this way, and if it gets to that point where we're like, man, we're making way too much progress too quickly, then we'll bump it up. We'll make it more difficult, I assure you. And here we go. Here comes the darkness. It is now dark, and we don't have a full bale here. I'm afraid we might not be able to get it. I thought we had a lot more over here that was missed, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure. And it's going to be really hard to find it now that it's completely dark out. So I tell you what, I'm going to keep driving around here. Let me see if I can figure out a way. Here's some paths that I was talking about. This is what I was looking for. Let me get at it a little bit further here. I'm going to see if I can get another bale out of this. If we get another bale, then we're just going to leave the rest on the actual field itself. I'm not too concerned about it, but I want to try to get at least one more bale out of this. I think we can do it, because here's the area that I was looking for, which has a good chunk of stuff here that needs to be picked up. Well, I thought we were going to be able to get another bale out of this thing. I do not think it's going to happen now at this point. Snow is already starting, and there's really not that much straw left, so I do not think we're going to get the last remaining 3% we need here. I think we're going to be literally just short, and I'm still pretty positive that this baler will not allow us to spit out what is currently in here. So I do not think there's any way for us to be able to get the straw out of here, which is a little unfortunate. I was really hoping we were going to be able to get one more bale out of this. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna do this last pass here of the areas that I know has some straw in it. We'll do a quick look up high really quick to see if we see anything else, but I think this is pretty much it. A little hard to see now that it's so dark out, but yeah, that's it. There's nothing else. I mean, we've hit everything. I guess a little spot right there, but we've hit everything. That little spot right there is not going to get us to 100% here, so we're going to do a quick save. Obviously, it's an auto save. Let me do that really quick, and I'm going to turn on and make sure that there's no way for me to spit this out. I don't think there is. There's not. We have 29 bales, though. That's a lot of bales, right? Reset bale counter. Yep, there's no way to unload it. That sucks, man. We have a whole bale in here and we can't even utilize it. That sucks. Damn, man. I'm going to do one more quick look over here once I get the tractor over here with some light. I don't think it's going to matter, but we'll peek and see if we see anything. Nope. There's nothing, gang. There is nothing here. Man, that sucks. We were so close to another bale. Oh, well. Go ahead and return it then, I guess. Wasted all that time trying to figure out a way to gain another bale out of it. But it is what it is. Alright, it's been returned. And we're done, gang. We're going to leave the episode at that point. It's nighttime, snow's here. So we're going to have to deal with some snow in January for sure. I'm sure there'll be snow on the ground when the next episode starts. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button. I know we didn't get some of the stuff done we said we were going to do, like selling of the goat milk. We can do it in the next episode. It's still going to be good price in the next episode. So we'll leave it there. Again, thank you so much for my continued support to all my members. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. Crazy. 4,000 subscribers happened as I was doing this recording. Absolutely insane. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next episode.